Oh, hello. This is Bob Gray Sr. Well, welcome to Ministry Moments every Friday, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And I hope you'll just join me. Subscribe if you would. And that way you can look at this at your own leisure, your own time. And you're busy 168 hours in a week, and nothing wrong with setting a time set aside for this. Of course, we have ibaptistcollege.org. uh, Please take a look at it. Maybe you want to finish your degree. We can help you with that. Maybe you want to get master's or doctoral, whatever you want to do. We can help you with that. So go to ibaptistcollege.org and and get involved. Finish up what you started. I realize you got married. You got 16 kids now, and I understand. I understand all of that. And so that's one of the reasons we started the online college, was so that men who did not finish but have a heart to and want to do something for God can finish. And then we've had a lot of men getting saved who have families, and they're in a business or whatever, and now all of a sudden they feel like God wants them in the ministry. We can help you. So I hope that you'll go to ibaptistcollege.org, check it out. Will you do that? Okay. This is Ministry Moments, not a sermon. You want sermons? You want to hear me scream and holler and foam at the mouth, throw songbooks? There are places you can go and get those, and just just take advantage of the. We can cuss the thing, curse it. Did I say cuss? We can curse the thing, throw pencils at it, and do whatever we want. But we can, you know, uh, a telephone can be used for good or bad. But anyway, today, boys and girls, I'm going to talk to you about, and this is an awful long title, but do I hire staff from the inside or outside? Do I hire staff from the inside or the outside? Now, if you're in a position where that you're going to, and all of your budget should be based on percentage. The tithe is 10%. And if you'll do all of your giving and teach your people that when their hours are cut back, they're going to feel bad because they've committed themselves to missions or whatever it might be, the bus ministry or debt retirement, whatever. And they're going to come to you and say, "Preacher, I can't give what I." They're going to feel bad about it, and I understand that. But if you'll teach them to do it on a percentage basis, they never have to cut back. 10% is 10%, 15% is 15%. So I taught our people to do it percentage wise. That way they'll never say, "Oh, I'm stealing from God if I don't keep my commitment." Now, they can translate the 10 percentage into an amount, which is a target amount, which helps the pastor plan for these things. But you ought to do things by percentage. Well, in saying that, I don't think that your administration ought to be more than 40 to 45%. Just experience on my part. That's what I did. You don't have to, but I'm just saying percentage wise. Now, you say, "Well, I don't have enough money to hire somebody." Well, first of all, if you can't put their pay, whoever it might be, in your budget for 6 months, you have no business doing it anyway, because you don't want to bring them in and then say the next week, "Well, the offerings are down, can't keep you." He brought his wife and kids and has moved there, and now you're telling him you can't take care of him. Oh, that's just crazy. That's not being a good steward. And so we would put it in our budget. When Daniel Ortiz, what a great preacher! If you haven't had Daniel Ortiz, and you ought to have him in. What a tremendous preacher! And he was a great Spanish preacher for us. Just a great guy. I put him in our budget 6 months before I knew who it would be that would come in with the Spanish department. But that was security for him and his family and so on. So I didn't have to bring him in. C.W. Fisk worked for me for 8 years, but I put him in the budget before 6 months worth before he ever came. And I was able to get him settled in a house and help these men. I was able to do that. Now, if you don't have the money, then look for laymen who love a ministry. Somebody that's just in love with the bus ministry. Well, ask him to head it up. You're not going to pay him, but he loves it. Somebody that can take care of the PA system. Somebody that has a heart for the ushers, or mechanic work, or plumbing, whatever it might be around. I'm just first of all, do everything yourself at first, but then when you get ready and you got 2 or 3 buses, and man, I need somebody. Well, okay, find a layman who has a heart for it and ask him to lead it and be a leader. But eventually, And I think yeah, man, I ought to change this whole thing right now. Uh, Bobby Robertson, uh, Gospel Light Baptist Church in Winston-Salem, had a part-time secretary and his son, Steve, who worked for him, and they had a great thing going. Maybe we need to be, when you're running 75, you don't need to hire anybody. That's what I'm trying to say. You're running 200, you don't need to hire anybody. You need to just work a little harder. But there does come a time when you see that it is the best for the ministry and best for the people if I hire somebody. Then the question comes, do I hire from the inside or outside? Now, I worked at Fisher Body Division, General Motors. General Motors had a philosophy of uh, hiring from the inside, and they hired their own and promoted from within their own. You very rarely did you hear of somebody coming from Ford to GM. Very rarely. It happened, but not very often. And the truth is, I can think of several that just didn't work out. And there's something about at that period of time, things have changed, but there was a loyalty to GM. There was a loyalty factor that when they put somebody, I mean, I was a cost accountant, but I started by being in the basement, literally in the basement, doing a study on parts and identifying parts that came off the. It was a fabricating plant. We made the lid, we made the uh, quarter panel, we made all that roof, and we made all of those parts. And I had to know every name for every part and the name we gave it, whatever. So they put me in the basement. Here I am, um, ready to work in accounting, and they put me in the basement. Well, it was their philosophy, and it worked for them, and I loved it. I loved it. I love the idea of really. I didn't like it the first days, but starting in the basement and then knowing that they're going to help me and promote me uh, from inside. Anyway, question, do I hire staff from the inside or the outside? Number one, I said this last week, so you'll recognize this. There is no template. There is no template. So to say, use this Bible verse to promote inside or promote outside, there isn't any. There's no history that I can point to in my 54 years that based on that history, I can tell you, don't worry about it. The only thing to do is to hire from the inside or hire from the outside. I can't do that. And having known a lot of great ministries and known, I was the young man on the platform with these great men of God that you read about. I preached for them. They preached for me. We preached together. But I was the kid. Um, so I can tell you from my perspective, there is no template. So if you say, I'm just going to hire from the inside, well, yeah, may work, may not work. I don't know. No, I know I don't know. But hire from the outside. Um, there is no template. Statement number two, both work out and both don't work out. Both work out and both don't work out. All right, I'll give you some. I had Jerry Falwell grads work for me. I had Midwestern grads work for me. I had Bob Jones work for me. I had Pensacola work for me. I had Midwestern work for me. I had Texas A&M grads work for me. All of the background. I went to Michigan State. So both will work out, both will not. Out of these that I just listed, some worked out and some didn't work out. So you cannot go back to the premise of inside only or outside only and say and declare that that's the way it will work. No, I can't say that. You can't say that. So the question is, and here's the ministry moment, do I hire from the inside or the outside? I said, number one, there is no template. Number two, both work out and both don't work out. Uh, Now, let me give you some observations here that maybe might help us here. Some elements of speculation that maybe some questions maybe we need to answer. Do we hire staff from the inside or the outside? All right, here we go. Some observation. Number one, how long have you known them? Um, Brother Westmore, man, my mind went blank. Have mercy on me. I'll be 81 in December. But uh, he had some talented people. But every time a great preacher came through town, they wanted to hire one of them. And Brother Westmore told me, he said, man, it hurt me because now these men are thinking, oh my, I could go to this big church and this big ministry and maybe have a bigger ministry myself. And Brother Westmore, with tears, said, I can name you several. And Brother Westmore was building a great church in Memphis, Tennessee. He said it hurt him, and he was hurt for them. Not that he lost them, but they missed out because they were using other ministries as a stepping stone, and that's not going to work. So, question that you need to ask is, how long have I known them? Number two, always consult with their pastor. Don't be enamored by their talent. Talent flees character, and character is the thing that'll build any man or ministry. You have to have character, discipline, internal strength. So, question, how long have you known them? Number two, always consult their pastor because there'll be things. I remember an evangelist come through and just by the grapevine, somebody had mentioned it to him. He was going to hire one of our men. And man, I didn't know what to do. He didn't know the things I knew about that man. Oh, it was not good. It's not good. He didn't rob a bank or anything, but he did some stupid things. So I said, well, God bless him. Just let him go ahead and hire the guy. He'll find out. Then I thought about all the people that would be affected in the ministry. Oh, I said, I can't do this. I called the guy. And I said, did you ask so-and-so in my church to come work on your staff? He said, yes, I did. I said, why didn't you call me? He said, because I thought you'd say no. And I said, well, let me help you with something. And I told him several things. The man had a problem. He just had a problem. And so the evangelist who ran a camp, he said to me, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. He said, I should have called you. I should have called you. And he said, thank you. And so it's just the nature of the beast. Questions. How long have you known them? Number two, you can be spiritually greedy as much as somebody can be money, have greed run their attitude about things and so on. You can be spiritually greedy. You can want to build something so bad that you violate principle, that you don't check them out because you just know this guy is fantastic. And if I don't get him, somebody else will, and this will help me build a big, but you don't want to look at it like you're building a big ministry. Numbers represent souls. It shouldn't represent an empire. So observations. How long have you known them? Number two, always consult their pastor. Number three, get 5 personal references. There's a lot more to it than just the pastor giving you a view of the two. That's where homeschoolers sometimes the only set of eyes is mama, and they become awkward socially. But you really don't know anything about them if all you know is what mama sees. And if you just know what the pastor sees, that doesn't tell the whole story. So get 5 personal references. Well, that's what General Motors did. That's what any company, the paper mill company that I worked for a while, that's what they did. They checked me out. And General Motors checked me out, but they checked out with personal references. I'd hate to think General Motors is more responsible than we are with God's word. Okay, questions. How long have you known them? Always consult their pastor. Number 3, get 5 personal references. Number 4, talk to their spouse. Talk to their spouse. Um, maybe take you and your wife take them out to dinner, spend some time, but talk to their spouse. Find out what their spouse likes and dislikes. It's so important because you don't just get him or her, you get the husband or the wife. All right. Number 1, how long have you known them? Number 2, always consult their pastor. Number 3, get 5 personal references. Number 4, talk to their spouse. Number 5, visit their home. What's their home like? If that home is a mess, their office will be a mess and their ministry will be a mess. So visit their homes. Number six, we've got to hurry. Talk to their children. Talk to their children. That's easy to do. Kids will talk. You win them over and they'll talk to you and they will tell you things that other. I remember one Sunday, the man, a young convert, and he was ready to walk out, and his boy was standing beside him. And I said, "Boy, I missed your wife this morning." And he piped up. He said, "Yeah, mommy's mad at daddy, and daddy spanked her." I thought, "Oh Lord, this is too much information. I don't need to know all of that." Now, the questions you should ask: How long have you known them? Always consult their pastor. Get 5 personal references. Number 4, talk to their spouse. 5, visit their home. Number 6, talk to their children. Number 7, hire loyalty. If they run down the pastor or any former pastor, I love C.W. Fisk. I laughed so much. C.W., what a great man. And I told him one time, I said, "You'd find something good to say about the devil." And C.W. looked at me, he said, "Well, he is faithful." I laughed. I never heard C.W. Brother Fisk say a harsh, bad word about anybody. Honestly, he saw good in everybody. I'm talking about, do I hire staff from the inside or outside is the topic. These are the questions you should ask. How long have you known them? Always consult their pastor. Number 3, get 5 personal references. Number 4, talk to their spouse. Number 5, visit their home. Number 6, talk to their children. Next, hire loyalty. Number 8, what conferences have they attended? As you talk to them, say, "Well, what are your favorite conferences? Did you like pastor school? Did you, what conferences do you attend?" That doesn't tell you everything, but it may tell you something. That's an important statement. All right, then number 7, what preachers do they admire? What preachers do they admire? What past preachers of the past, the men who are in heaven now, what pastors do you admire? What current pastors do they admire? That will tell you a lot about them. And you better be thorough. If you're giving them some of your people, you better be thorough. Question, topic, do I hire from the inside or the outside? Number 1, how long have you known them? Number 2, always consult their pastor. Number 3, get 5 personal references. Number 4, talk to their spouse. Number 5, visit their home. Number 6, talk to their children. Number 7, hire loyalty. Number 7, what conferences do they attend? Number 7, what preachers do they admire? Number 10, do they teach Sunday school? You don't want to bring somebody on board that's never taught a Sunday school class. What are you doing? What are they going to do when they're with you? So I want to know if they teach Sunday school. Next, do they go soul winning weekly? Are they a part of the soul winning program? You can ask their pastor that. Are they a part of the soul winning? I don't want a non-soul winner. I'm not saying if they win hundreds of thousands or have a great soul winning record. I'm not saying, do they go? Do they go? Paul Duckett Jr. was with me for 18 years. He's in heaven now. What a great man. What a great servant. What a great servant. His daddy asked me to consider his son. Great musical talent, several degrees, several master's degrees in music, wrote his own music, could transpose music. He wrote all of the themes, the 3 decades of Soul Winning Clinic. He wrote the theme for every one of those. He wrote the theme for our spring campaign, fall campaign. Just a tremendous songwriter. And but his daddy said, Brother Winters is leaving, he's going to go pastor. I think would you please consider my son? I said, "Dad, I hate to take your son away from you. He's such a vital aspect." He said, "Really, he has a future, and it won't be here." Um, and he said, "I'm getting older. I'm not going to be able to, and I don't see myself anyway." So I talked to Paul. I said, "Now your daddy's approached me. Brother Winters is leaving, and he's been a great assistant pastor. Great, and just wonderfully talented man. Great, talented man." And I said, "Would you consider praying about coming?" And he immediately said, "Brother Gray, I'm not the soul winner that you are, or that your people are, or that your staff is. I'm not that. I'm not that. And I'm afraid I'll hurt you." And I said, "Listen, I'll help you be a soul winner. I'm not worried about that. You're loyal to your dad. You're loyal to the faith. You are faithful. Your family's faithful. No, I'm not. I'm not worried about that. I'll help you become a soul winner. The week that he died, um, we had a staff meeting, and all the staff was there, but Paul Duckett Jr. was not. And so I was waiting, and he opened the door, said, "Preacher, please forgive me. We've got several members in the hospital." Of course, that was his ministry, part of his ministry. He said, "I've got to go visit them." He said, "A couple of them's really serious." And he said, "I've got to go. And preacher, I am so sorry. I won't be able to make the meeting." I said, "That's fine, Brother Duckett." He said, "By the way, I've got three lined up for Sunday to walk the aisle." Now, he said, "I'm not the soul winner." I said, "I'll help you." And he became that soul winner. And he died on a Thursday. Get ready. I just lied to you. I think it was Tuesday. Well, don't hold me. Anyway, he was going to chapel to lead singing for Texas Baptist College Chapel, and he died in his office. Um, that next Sunday, those converts came to church. And at the invitation time, they were down front getting their names down, and they said, "Did Brother Duckett die?" And I said, "Yes, he's in heaven." And yet he had commerce down the aisle after he was already promoted to heaven. Isn't that something? Um, do I hire from the inside or the outside? What do I, inside, outside? Um, Anecdotally, I could give you answers both ways. Okay, questions. How long have you known them? Number two, always consult their pastor. Number three, get five personal references. Number four, talk to their spouse. Number five, visit their home. Number six, talk to their children. Number seven, hire loyalty and character. Number eight, what conferences have they attended? What preachers do they admire, past and present? Number 10, do they teach Sunday school? Number 11, do they go soul winning every week? It's not what they produce. I want to know if they've got character enough to show up every week, good days and bad days. Then number 12, check their credit rating, Are they in debt? If they're heavy in debt, it's going to hinder them. I would not give a diploma, a degree, Texas Baptist College graduates if they were in debt. I would not do it. I'd help them get out of debt. We had one guy sue me, sued the college and sued me because I wouldn't give him his degree. I wouldn't do it because he was so much in debt. And you can't go out there and start to live by faith if you're in so much trouble monetarily that you're not going to be able to pull it off. So anyway, question, topic, do I hire from the inside or the outside? There's no template. Both work out good, both do not work out well. And so I hope it helped you. Ministry Moments every Friday, boys and girls, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Subscribe. This way you'll be able to get this. It's not a sermon. It's not, you want sermons there, you can find them. You can find them. You can find me throwing a fit and screaming and hollering. I'm there somewhere. But tomorrow's soul winning. Go soul winning. Let's win folks to Christ. Let's get people lined up for Sunday. Let's have a great weekend.